Okay, so I did my banned book over Nickel and Dimed. It's a story that I read at APSU English class. It really intrigued me, and I'm glad that it is not banned, that we got to read it. It was over poverty, and this is a chart of the poverty rate back in 2011, and it shows the United States here at 17.4%. This is also from the OECD, and it shows how much of a struggle it is for a single mother compared to a single father compared to a couple. So this has all the races, and you can see here that it is much harder for the single mother, and she was also a woman. She wasn't a mom, but there were a couple people that she ran into that were, and so I thought that that would be a good chart to show you guys. They wanted to ban this book because they said that it contained drugs, that it had inaccuracies and offensive language. They didn't like the political viewpoint or the religious viewpoint of this book. They criticized it as promoting economic fallacies and socialist ideas, as well as profanity, offensive reference to Christianity, and a biased portrayal of capitalism. A university in North Carolina actually objected to it because they said it had a pattern of anti-Christianism. And it was also criticized as inaccurate because she actually started off with money in her pocket, which most people in poverty don't. She started off with $1,000. She also had a post-grad degree, and she actually earned 170% more so than anyone under 65 in 1999. They were only earning $8,700. So that's why they didn't like the book. She actually wrote this book because she wanted to go as a perspective to see how the welfare reform was doing in 1996. So she posed as a waitress, a house cleaner, a nursing home aide, and an associate at Walmart. Her goal was to see whether or not she could match the income to expenses as the truly poor do every day. She showed a whole other side of the working poor. She actually showed that that we live off the generosity of the working poor instead of vice versa, such as food stamps, welfare, and things like that for them in healthcare. So it was really interesting, and I loved reading it, so I'm glad that we got to see how they live on a day-to-day basis and not scrutinize them for their lifestyle, because they actually live a harder one. She pointed out that they actually spend more money on stay because they have to buy a hotel because they can't afford an apartment, because they can't afford a security deposit, first and last month's rent. They spend more money on food because they have no kitchen appliances, that their jobs require more stamina, focus, memory, quick thinking, and fast learning, and that it's a repetitive, high-stress, high-energy environment. She shows that drug tests violate liberties while having little tangible positive effect on the working performance, and they also had no time off for doctor's visits, and because they wouldn't be able to afford their rent or food or anything. I think that this is a great book, and I'm so glad that we got to read it. I hope that everybody else gets to read it too.